In 2003, Natalie was a shining 10-year-old, reading by age 4, scoring in the 99th percentile on national exams by 8, and thriving in her school's gifted program. Her sensitive heart, however, felt the world's weight, worried about global warming, shy about raising her hand in class. This is Natalie's story, told by her mother Christina, a tale of love, trust, and devastating betrayal by a medical system meant to protect her. It's a tragedy with no happy ending, but a call to save others. When a trusted relative, a clinical social worker, suggested therapy for Natalie's growing anxiety, we hesitated. But a chilling claim, untreated anxiety can permanently change a child's brain. That persuaded us. In 2003, the chemical imbalance theory dominated mental health. Believing it, we chose psychiatry over counseling, thinking psychiatrists were best equipped to help Natalie cope. We never expected drugs. My priority was always her well-being. From prenatal vitamins to homemade baby food, we trusted the system to protect her. Our first abductor, a psychiatrist, prescribed Prozac after just a few sessions for OCD-like symptoms. We asked about risks, but she dismissed them, mentioning only nausea. No informed consent, no black box warning. Soon, Natalie's light dimmed. Her left eye developed amblyopia, a lazy eye, linked to Prozac's effect on the brain's vision center. She grew agitated, withdrawn, and developed new fears. By 2004, she was cutting her eyebrows and scratching her arms with a paperclip. Alarmed, I called the doctor, who increased the dose, twice. What the psychiatrist didn't share was a 2004 FDA advisory warning that SSRIs like Prozac posed life-threatening risks to children. A black box warning followed, spurred by tragedies like Candace Downing's death from Zoloft. But we were kept in the dark. No doctor, no pharmacist warned us. The FDA buries these warnings in fine print, unlike bold cigarette pack labels. Natalie's spirit was stolen. She saw us as mean and unfair, lost coordination, and struggled in sports she once loved. The psychiatrist threw out new diagnoses: borderline personality disorder, manic depression, but never considered Prozac as the cause. In summer 2005, the doctor suggested a medication holiday without tapering instructions, despite known risks. Days after stopping Prozac, Natalie said, "Mom, I would kill myself if I could, but I know I can't, so I won't." Terrified, we rushed her to the hospital. There, abductor number 2, a hospital psychiatrist, missed her Prozac-induced psychosis and serotonin toxicity. They blamed me, labeling me a problem parent, falsely charting Natalie as non-compliant. They restarted Prozac and added Risperdal, an antipsychotic, without discussing risks. When I questioned Risperdal, the psychiatrist dodged, refusing to say if she'd give it to her own child. 10 days later, we left with no warnings and 2 dangerous drugs. Natalie, once petite, became pear-shaped, her body marked by Risperdal's permanent stretch marks. At 11, she was a lethargic zombie. We stopped the drugs, hoping to reclaim her, but the damage lingered, labeled emotionally disabled. Natalie joked she went from gifted and talented to special ed. In middle school, she fought for normalcy, earning good grades, attending camp, but battled tardive dysphoria, a chronic depression caused by antidepressants, unknown to us and her new counselor. By 2010, abductor number 3, a new psychiatrist, entered our lives. Natalie, now 15, feared medications would change who I really am, but wanted her life back. Despite knowing her Prozac reaction, the doctor prescribed Zoloft, another SSRI, promising close monitoring. No risks, no black box warnings were shared. Zoloft unleashed chaos. Natalie laughed inappropriately, her pupils dilated, and she had violent nightmares. Once gentle, she was flagged as a behavior problem. I begged to stop Zoloft, noting her nightmares, but the doctor and counselor dismissed me, suggesting I disliked her newfound confidence. They missed her drug-induced mania and akathisia, a torturous restlessness. When I saw Natalie cutting herself badly, I asked the doctor to examine her scars. They refused, citing privacy. Fearing Child Protective Services, I didn't push. Instead of examining her, they added Valium to mask her anxiety, a tactic used in Zoloft trials to hide akathisia. Natalie's grades dropped. She couldn't sit still, wandering the classroom, a stark shift from her shy days. We sought a new opinion from abductor number 4 in 2010. I provided Natalie's history, questioned Zoloft's high dose for her petite frame, and asked about metabolism. The psychiatrist snapped, "Dosage has nothing to do with metabolism," refused her records, and declared, "I make my own diagnosis." My instincts, battered by years of dismissal, faltered. I left defeated, my motherly judgment eroded by a system that devalues parents. Zoloft ravaged Natalie's mind, causing memory loss, risky behavior, and cognitive decline. At 17, she tried stopping it, but without tapering guidance, withdrawal was unbearable. She believed she needed Zoloft, not knowing it was drug withdrawal, not illness. Yet Natalie persevered. She started college, worked part-time, and rebuilt our bond. Her college papers sparkled with optimism. But in November 2013, her doctor raised Zoloft to 150 milligrams after Natalie felt overwhelmed and feared future suicidality. No one told us. No risks were discussed, ignoring FDA monitoring guidelines. After the dose increase, Natalie's gait became a wide shuffle. She compulsively picked her skin, believing it was uncontrollable OCD. She mentioned an eating disorder and linked her feelings to 5th grade, when Prozac triggered toxicity. Days before her death in 2014, sick with fever, insomnia, and vomiting, she canceled a therapy appointment. Over the phone, the psychiatrist, without seeing her, raised Zoloft to 200 milligrams for increasing OCD symptoms. No consent, no caregiver notification, no follow-up for 2 weeks. 2 days later, Natalie was gone, killed by a violent, self-sustained injury, not by her own hand, but by chemical torture from akathisia. Natalie's final note read, "I keep coughing up blood. I'm not hungry. It's time to take my meds." The doctor later claimed she wasn't depressed, only obsessed. After her death, I found stories of others, Woody Witzak, Candace Downing, Stuart Dolan, lost to SSRI-induced akathisia. Natalie's shuffling gait, skin picking, and insomnia were signs of drug toxicity. If only we'd known about the dose increases and risks. Her doctors, swayed by pharmaceutical lies, turned a blind eye, treating her as an object to medicate, not a person to heal. Natalie raged against the dying of her light for half her life. Her death was medical violence, but her story is evidence. Doctors must listen to patients, value their stories, and stop blindly prescribing. The FDA must mandate clear warnings. Parents, research medications, demand transparency, trust your instincts. For Natalie and countless others lost to prescripticide, we must demand change. Her light is gone, but her story can save lives.